Chosen one, you didn't stumble across this by chance. You were led here. And deep down, some part of you already knows that. Because you're not ordinary. You felt it your whole life. That quiet pull, that fire in your chest, that sense that you were made for something greater. And now the time has come. This isn't just another message. This is your activation point. Everything you've been through, every setback, every sleepless night, every moment you questioned your worth, it was shaping you, preparing you. And now, the doors that once felt sealed shut, they're cracking open. Not because you begged, but because you aligned. You're not here to beg for blessings. You're here to own them. This is your moment. Not someday. Not maybe. Now. The shift already began, and you're part of a chosen wave rising to change everything. So lean in. Feel that electricity in your bones? That's destiny waking up. Let's go. Looking for purpose and peace? Hit subscribe and start the journey. An understood silence settles over your life, one that signals a profound inner rupture. This is not about shifting thoughts like furniture in a room. It's a demolition of the old house, and a blueprint for something entirely new. Tonight, within the unseen layers of your being, for dynamic forces activate. They won't politely knock, they crash in, rearranging everything. This is not gentle. Your inner compass will spin. Fatigue may blur your vision. Discomfort might visit without invitation. But should you cling to comfort, the gates of profound change may remain closed. Pause now. Let this settle. Imagine this message reaching those meant to awaken. The number 55, etched in the ether, amplifies this cosmic notice. If you've come this far, it's because something unspoken inside you already knew. What follows isn't surface-level inspiration. It's spiritual architecture. If it feels too big, it's because it is. But for those ready to receive, it's a passage to something irreversible. Destiny doesn't knock gently. It sounds like thunder in the bones. And this night, it declares itself. You weren't picked because it's easy. You were selected because you can hold weight others can't even name. This isn't ease, it's evolution. The old comfort dissolves, replaced by a force that summons every dormant truth in you. The unease in your chest, the mental static, the emotional fog. None of it random. They're tremors before an internal avalanche. Like volcanic pressure before eruption. This inner upheaval births something alive and vast. It will exhaust you, shake you, disorient you. But it's sacred. And afterward, your reflection won't know the person who used to wear your name. As the earth rotates, this ripple reaches across borders and tongues. A collective frequency recalibrating thousands like you. You aren't breaking down. You're being reconstructed. The system isn't failing, it's upgrading. You'll notice glitches in your rhythm, bursts of fatigue, waves of dizziness, flickers of deep emotion. Don't misread these. They're signals. You are expanding beyond what the old circuitry could hold. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. Tears will rise unprovoked. Sleep will pull you into depths you can't explain. Your balance may teeter. Your skin may buzz. These aren't symptoms, they're evidence. Your soul absorbs new codes, rewriting the operating system of your life. And just like weather clears after a pressure front, clarity follows this chaos. The path forward isn't made by logic, but by surrender. Let it come. Let it burn. Let it rebuild. There comes a point where the weight dragging on your bones isn't a burden. It's a signal. The invisible realm moves closer, not with comfort, but with intention. What drains you now is not defeat, but redesign. The system within you isn't collapsing. It's rearranging with purpose. Tonight marks the unfolding of 4 intricate inner sequences. They don't arise at random. They emerge as targeted calibrations, coded instructions woven into your emotional rhythm, mental structure, and energetic frame. Each one mapped precisely to the unique thread you're meant to weave into the world. This isn't minor interior decorating. It's a re-engineering of your entire internal structure. A recalibration of the unseen framework that holds your essence together. The shifts rearrange your magnetic field, rewire how you translate emotion into action, and restore clarity between body and soul. Like wiping a fogged mirror, the old film must first be cleared. And sometimes, that means sitting with discomfort, with unfamiliar silence. What you feel isn't punishment. It's sacred technology in motion. These inner recalibrations carry encoded blessings, meant to unlock buried aspects of your purpose. Embrace them not with fear, but with reverence. The second movement is a delicate interplay between science and spirit. As the internal tide rises, your mind enters a rarefied frequency, a cerebral hum known to awaken insight and inner richness. It's in this state that your deeper layers open, becoming responsive to the seeds of extraordinary change. This isn't just brain function, it's a spiritual antenna dialing into frequencies of healing, creativity, and soul prosperity. Infants live in this current naturally, moving through the world with pure imagination and unfiltered reception. But tonight you return, not in innocence, but in alignment. Armed now with insight, you become a vessel for opportunity to find its way to you without resistance. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. This isn't fantasy dressed in ritual. It's a conscious agreement, a physical echo to a spiritual call. A token placed beside you as you rest, not a superstition, but as an anchor. It might be a coin, a pendant, a piece of paper that holds meaning. Whatever you choose, its presence speaks louder than thought, a declaration that you're open, willing, and ready to step into deeper flow. These items aren't about wealth itself, but about energetic intention. They carry the imprint of value, not because of worth, but because of alignment. Through this silent gesture, the unseen takes form, and the spirit responds. Without right alignment, prosperity distorts. But tonight, in this refined mental state, even the smallest action creates ripples. What rests near you as you sleep becomes a transmitter. Your dream space becomes a bridge between realms, the object a key left under the door for grace to enter. Don't dismiss the subtle. In quietness, ancient agreements are made. As the night deepens, a contract signs itself in spirit ink. One between you and the rhythm of provision, not earned by effort alone, but drawn in by resonance. There's a quiet kind of courage within you, the kind that refuses to stay shackled when the soul senses a doorway. Tonight, a new protocol initiates, one that disarms unseen forces that have long whispered defeat into your spirit. Whether rooted in ancestral burdens, silent fears, or energetic interference you can't quite name, their hold dissolves. No map required. What releases now unhooks itself from your story without explanation. There may be tears in your dreams, or a surge of calm, so unfamiliar it startles you. That's the silent evidence of sacred laws rewriting the atmosphere around your being. What happens here isn't repair. It's reclamation. Identity, strength, radiance, restored. For those who felt stalked by invisible shadows or tethered by invisible hands, this next moment isn't illusion, it's interruption. Forces that once siphoned your energy lose access. Not by spectacle, but by decree. A radiant field seals around your spirit, rendering manipulation obsolete. This shield isn't forged by ritual, but by resonance. It's not just about guarding yourself. It's about rising into a frequency that conflict can't penetrate. Energetic interference no longer finds entry. What once hunted your peace can no longer follow. That's the signature of transformation, elevation instead of defense. The final shift may defy logic, but its purpose is pure. Tonight, a rare calibration occurs. Your essence temporarily loosens from the form, gliding into higher alignment before returning home restructured. You may feel as if you're floating, or find yourself crossing through vivid dreamscapes that seem more real than waking. This isn't loss of self. It's refinement of soul. When the essence returns, it carries fresh instruction, a new agreement between the eternal and the physical. You become a vessel no longer split between realms, but woven with purpose from both. As the deeper waves of change stir, your body becomes the ground upon which the sacred descends. Tonight calls for simplicity, clean choices, gentle nourishment, soft stillness. Heaviness in diet or distraction dulls the transmission. Fresh fruit, warm broth, herbal brews, They don't just feed the flesh. They keep the channel open. Keep water near you, not for belief, but because energy travels where flow is welcome. Clear liquid, clear current. Light nourishes the invisible structure being rewritten inside. No noise, no overstimulation. Prepare your space like sanctuary, soft scents, dim tones, a hush that welcomes the divine. This isn't sleep. It's sacred surgery. When intensity swells, return to breath. What stretches you tonight doesn't seek to break you. It seeks to restructure you. The mind may misread the spiritual language and interpret it as chaos. That's expected. But this isn't collapse. It's elevation masked as uncertainty. When the unknown presses in, remind yourself, this is sacred ground. Internal friction is how limitation dissolves. The ache, it's transition. The racing heart, activation. Let the waves move through you. This moment didn't find you by mistake. It was time-coded to arrive now. As the veil thins and the veil within lifts, you were never meant to walk into this change blind. This awareness is permission, not panic. A message to steady you as old scaffolding falls away. The discomfort is the sound of expansion. To evolve, the spirit must sometimes stretch further than the mind can reach. This is an unraveling. It's reformation. And soon, the trembling will pass, revealing the power that was always waiting beneath. This moment was encoded in your journey long before you knew to question it. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine sequencing. The intensity you feel isn't misaligned. It's perfectly measured to the depth of your purpose. When something great is being prepared within, the refining cannot be shallow. Routine and surface no longer serve you. That's why the shaking began. You are being shaped not for survival, but for a mission that demands clarity, resilience, and spiritual maturity. A fractured foundation can't carry sacred work, so the break becomes the blessing. This is not discipline, it's elevation. The kind reserved for those who carry keys meant to unlock healing, truth, and awakening in others. You're being made whole not just for your journey, but for those you will lead simply by being fully yourself. The nights you cried without knowing why, the heaviness in your chest, the long hours of inner silence, none of it wasted. Each moment forged unseen strength, like stone made smoother by time and trial. You were not being overlooked. You were being fortified. What felt like delay was preparation. You are not being reduced. You are being reshaped. Something new breathes within you now. And after this shift, there is no return to lesser versions of yourself. The parts of you once hidden are now sharpened and ready. Everything changes from the inside first. Energy never lies. The weight you once carried now replaced with a new pulse. The way you move, the way you observe, the way people respond, everything adjusts. Others begin to notice, even if they can't explain why. There's a presence in your silence, a certainty in your being. You're not trying to attract. You simply resonate. What once required effort now arrives with ease. You're aligned, and in alignment, life bends toward you. This moment isn't just personal. It echoes far beyond you. Your evolution becomes a beacon. The world, thirsty for realness and strength rooted in truth, senses you. Your journey becomes permission for others to rise. You won't need to convince anyone of your transformation. It will be felt. The greatest impact doesn't always roar. Sometimes it moves like gravity, unseen, but undeniable. Tomorrow doesn't welcome your old self. The part of you shaped by fear, silence, and scarcity finishes its cycle tonight. This is not metaphor. It's a real inner ending. An identity that once helped you survive now gently releases its hold. There's grief, yes, but only because the next version of you demands room to breathe. What used to feel safe now becomes the very thing you can't return to. What ends here clears space for what was waiting all along. What's shifting can't be reversed. The internal climate changes. Your voice sounds like it remembers something ancient. Your movements carry weight. The way you take up space tells the truth before your words arrive. This night becomes the border between your past and your becoming. The old narrative dissolves. The new one emerges, not from strategy, but from spirit. You don't walk into tomorrow, you arrive. There's a wave surging through your being tonight, and it doesn't come gently. It burns through stagnation, surges past numbness. It may show up as restlessness, heat, or a feeling like your own body can't hold everything waking up inside. But this isn't exhaustion, it's ignition. What you feel is spiritual electricity, recharging your core. You aren't absorbing light. You are being lit from within. The abilities you suppressed, the insight you denied, the inner knowing buried under noise, they all respond now. This frequency doesn't ask for your permission. It stirs your essence into motion. You may feel sudden inspiration, see visions while you sleep, or sense an ancient strength rise from nowhere. Those aren't dreams, they're signals. Everything dormant now begins to move. Like roots breaking through hardened soil, your potential pushes forward. The pressure is real, but it isn't punishment. It's announcement. The noise in your chest. Awakening. The flutter in your gut. Confirmation. You are remembering what always lived beneath the surface. Your sensitivity sharpens. Your perception expands. You start to operate on a different current. This transformation separates you from the expected path, because you were never made for the usual. The energy within you was always built to stand apart. Now it finally gets the chance to rise. There's a calling woven deep into your existence, a frequency that's always been humming beneath the surface, waiting for the moment it could break through. This night ignites that code, the one hidden beneath layers of survival, noise, and inherited burden. What stirs now is an original design, not something given to you, but something that was always yours. It simply waited for clarity. And tonight, the architecture of your inner world begins a full recalibration. The system upgrades itself not to change who you are, but to return you to who you were always meant to be. This internal evolution won't show itself in flashes or spectacle. Instead, it alters the rhythm of your life from within. You'll drift away from patterns that once made sense and move toward spaces that feel unfamiliar but necessary. You'll crave honesty. Shallow environments won't hold your attention. That's not confusion, it's resonance. Your spiritual frequency lifts, and everything that can't match it gently fades. Like a lens sharpening into focus, your perception shifts. This is not behavior modification. It's a core-level enhancement of your soul's interface with reality. As this new framework takes hold, fresh insight begins to pour in. Creative concepts, solutions you never saw, new direction with stunning clarity. Your awareness expands beyond the constraints of your old identity. But with that expansion comes disorientation. That's part of the transition. You are learning to navigate from a higher altitude. Let your mind catch up to the spirit's pace. Adjustments take time. But once full integration completes, capabilities that were locked away begin to awaken and take root. Yes, there will be pain. Real, raw, unfiltered pain. But it's not the kind that destroys. It's the kind that refines. This level of growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It arrives like a forge, stripping away layers that no longer serve. The trembling, the emotion, the ache. They're signals of an old framework dissolving. You're not being punished. You're being carved into something sacred. Think of it as the final push before emergence. You're not falling apart. You're breaking through. What burns away tonight isn't random discomfort. It's density that can't travel with you. Fear, shame, doubt. All of them dissolve in the heat of this inner ignition. Beneath that residue lies something untamed, deeply powerful, and fully aligned. It's not pain for the sake of pain. It's the cost of entry into the next dimension of your own truth. Let the discomfort speak. Let it reveal what's been hidden. Let it clear space for what's rising. This expansion lifts you into a refined state of consciousness. You stop responding to life like it's happening to you. Instead, you begin to shape it with sacred intention. Reality bends where awareness sharpens. You sense people before they speak. You navigate not from thought, but from inner clarity. Old habits dissolve. Shallow desires fall away. What matters becomes unmistakable. You no longer chase answers. You begin to embody them. Life turns from a series of reactions to a rhythm of divine participation. In this realm, your inner world becomes fertile ground for rapid alignment. Thought and reality sync up. What you speak begins to echo in the world around you. You align not by effort, but by frequency. This isn't illusion or fantasy. It's spiritual law made visible through consistency. This space doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for surrender. As your system locks into divine calibration, you rise into a reality shaped by resonance, not resistance. There is a signal within the brain that few ever access consciously, a pulse that, when activated, turns thoughts into seeds and the mind into a conduit. Tonight, that wavelength finds you, not by accident, but by design. When your thoughts rest in this current, prosperity no longer feels distant. It finds you through attraction, not chase. Because when your internal field vibrates with clarity, the external world responds with precision. This is not wish-making. This is the spiritual science of alignment, and it begins now. There was never anything wrong with a vision, only the programming that tried to dim it. For years, you carried scripts that told you lack was noble and success meant greed. But that inner system now begins to rewrite itself with new truths carved by the divine. You are designed to attract flow, to receive without force. As the old templates dissolve, new patterns of abundance take root. Resources begin to move toward you, not because of effort alone, but because your energy now resonates with ease and readiness. This shift isn't luck. It's alignment. Symbolic actions become sacred when paired with intention. Whether it's a coin or a stone placed with purpose, you bridge the invisible and the visible. This is the renewal your mind has long awaited.